Welcome to Toffee TV. It's an instant match reaction. Chelsea 2, Everton 1. We are out the Carabao Cup, but I think tonight what you're seeing was a lot more positivity, a lot more confidence, and an idea of how to play the game as well. And that gives me a lot of confidence going forward. Obviously, we made numerous changes to the side. Berry Bangamy coming in for his debut. Aaron Lennon coming in, Morales coming in, playing with almost like a proper three up front, but with two wingers that would work back. Obviously Tom Davies, James McCarthy, so a lot of changes. Williams and Jagielka playing centre back. Maybe Keane was left out with an eye on the game on Sunday. I thought first half, we started nervously. You could see that. You could see that in the younger players. Every pass was under hit. And you can see that that's a sign of confidence more than anything. But I thought as the game went on, those players especially grew in confidence, and you started seeing a little bit more belief to get forward. Obviously, we conceded the goal in the first half, and really it was a poor goal to concede, and it was conceded by a senior player not doing his job. Ashley Williams not marking his man. And that was very, very disappointing. And that's basically, the first half, Chelsea didn't have loads, but we looked like we had our heads down. We were lacking confidence. We didn't want to go forward because we didn't want to concede too much at the back. Got into half time, and obviously David Unsworth sat them down and probably said to them, lads, get out there and be a bit more proactive. Don't worry about it. You're 1-0 down in the cup. Have a go at them. And that's what we did. And, we didn't just throw everything with long balls, that kind of thing. We built the play up. We used the ball well. We won clever fouls. And we were really unlucky. Jagielka's had a good header. Ademola Lookman's hit the bar. Morales had a good chance. We've done well, really well second half, and really pinned back Chelsea at times. And the only disappointing thing was, when we were on top, we had to score, and we didn't. And obviously they've gone up the other end of the pitch late on and grabbed the goal when they brought more of their sort of big guns on. But it's great that we went down the other end and grabbed the goal. We kept going. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got his goal, and hopefully that'll give him a bit of confidence. And I think what will happen tonight is David Unsworth will look at that and think, right, we can work with this. We've got to work on different aspects of the game, of course. Defending, marking, because their goals come from corners where we've switched off, or we haven't been tight. Secondly, the second one we switched off. But he can work with that, because what you're seeing is, I think you're seeing a team with a system, with a shape that worked forwards and backwards, and you can work on that. That's your blueprint. That's your start. That's what I don't think Ronald Koeman's had this season. He didn't have a blueprint and said, right, we're going to work on that and work on it and work on it and work on it. He kept on changing things and kept on changing the personnel. I mean, the people who were involved tonight, it's, Cuca Martina, Sandro, Sigurdsson was on the bench, Klassen. A lot of Koeman's men. Unsworth's gone back to basics. Now that might be a message to those players, or that might be with one eye on Sunday, or that might be as well saying to those players, listen, you're not at that level. We've got to go back to basics. Bringing people like Lennon and Morales back on the side is a clear way of saying that. But also by having so many young players in the side says that the door's not shut either. I thought Kenny played. I thought he started really nervously. But as the game went on, especially second half, you started seeing the real John Joe Kenny. The John Joe Kenny that we've been talking about on the show. The John Joe Kenny that we watched played for the under-23s. Getting up, joining in, playing higher up the pitch. I think that rubbed off, because you started seeing Leighton Baines higher up the pitch as well. I thought McCarthy played well. I thought he got involved, went round doing his job. So, the door's probably back open for him as well. I think what it said to a lot of people is your opportunity's there now, where a lot of people thought that their Everton careers were possibly over, and now they're probably thinking, right, there's a way in now. And all that means to those other players who aren't playing, that they've got to lift it. But if those players come into the side as well, they go into a defined role now, which I think makes it easier for them. If Sigurdsson plays on Sunday, he comes into a defined role. If Sneijderlin comes in, he comes into a defined role. If Garner comes back, which he will, he goes into a defined role. I think that makes it a lot easier for the players when the confidence is low and when the team's not playing well. If you can give a player a job to do and just say, do your job, that makes it much easier when confidence levels are down and you need a win. And the saddest thing is, we've come off the pitch disappointed. That's our best performance of the season by a mile. By a mile, that's our best performance. And it wasn't just done through sheer, obviously determination was there, but there was actually a plan behind it. I think, to be honest, my favourite bit of the night was when the final whistle went and our fans were singing, and David Unsworth stayed on and shook every player's hand and then went over to our fans. I think that was my favourite thing of the whole night, that the fans believe, and they didn't just all, when they scored, our fans were still singing. There's a belief. Our fans, as long as David, forever, however long David Unsworth's in charge, our fans will be behind them. It's as simple as that, because what they see is a man giving everything, giving absolutely everything for Everton Football Club, and that's appreciated. Okay, listen, he mightn't be destined to be Everton's manager, he mightn't be everyone's cup of tea, but you can see a man giving everything, and I think that's the most important thing at this stage, because it rubs off on the players on the pitch, because they want to play well for him. And you've seen tonight, we end up getting beat 2-1. We've been unlucky. Their keepers made good saves. But as I say, that most important thing as well is that there was a blueprint put in place. The manager had an idea of how he wanted to play. He's probably had that idea for a while, but he says he has. He's had that idea for a while. My only issue is, where does Wayne Rooney fit into that system? Because when he played up front first half, he dropped deep, and it didn't really give us that focal point. Now, if you can say to him, listen, stay up front for us, Wayne, give us something, then maybe, he'll come into it more. But I don't think David Unsworth will be scared of saying that to him, what he's got to do. So, listen, second half, absolutely fantastic, I thought, tonight. Just really unlucky. I thought, all the young lads did quite well. Some of the senior players, Jagielka, that run back he did to clear it off the line when it was an open goal was absolutely amazing. And it gives us that starting block, because tonight was a bit of a freebie. It was about getting the standards back up again, and I think tonight we showed that. So it's about carrying that now into the game on Sunday against Leicester, which is a big game. They've appointed their new manager tonight, and that's a big game now, because we've got to go there and show that again, and show that we're better than them. And it's as simple as that. And it'll all be about being organised and creating chances and putting the chances away. And ultimately, that's the key test for this team, because I've got no doubt that David Unsworth can get the organisation in place to make us a lot more solid at the back. But it's whether we can put the ball in the back of the net. That's the key task for him. How does he get us putting the ball in the back of the net? He started tonight by having two out-and-out wingers on the pitch, and I think it showed second half. It worked. Morales crossing to Lennon, who was very unlucky. I think the defender just tipped over, but really positive signs, and hopefully we can carry that into Sunday's game. Let me know your thoughts anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, we're very close to 20,000 subs. If you haven't subbed already, please, let's get over the edge. Click the bell for alerts. If you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Look out for Baz's instant match reaction, his player ratings, and the final word will be out tomorrow. See you later.